Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make a squid out of this yarn. And so we are going to need some Bernat blanket yarn, or you can use basically any yarn that you want. Just make sure that you have the correct hook for your yarn. We're going to need 12mm eyes, and so I have them right here with their backings, and then this is a 6mm hook. So we are going to get straight into it. I think I should have mentioned that you also need a stitch marker because it makes things a crazy amount easier. Okay, so to start off, we are going to start with the magic ring. And if you don't know how to do that, then you can refer to my tutorial on my YouTube, and I will link that right here in the video so that you can go to it directly, and also in the description. So we are going to make a magic ring. So we're going to go around. We're gonna pull our yarn off, grab it, and then we're going to chain, twist it. So we are going to make 6 single crochet in this ring. So the first thing you're going to do, you're gonna put your hook in, grab that string of yarn, and pull it over here. Gonna wrap it around again, pull it through both loops, and you can mark this if you need to. It's okay if you need to. Then we're going to do a second one. So we're going to put our hook through that circle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. We're going to do a third one. Stick your yarn through the circle, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, one more time. Go stick your hook into the circle, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need 2 more. So we're gonna do 5 and 6. Okay, now that we have 6, we are going to want to pull this magic ring tight. So I like to loosen my loop over here. For some reason, it makes it really easy to pull this completely closed. So I'm going to grab my yarn tail, and I'm going to just hold this right here, and you're just gonna kind of finagle it so that it closes. There we go. Now it's all closed, and now we're going to start on round 2. And so for round 2, we're going to find our very first single crochet, which is right here. So we're going to go through both of those loops, and we're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops, and then we're going to mark that very first stitch, just so that we know where the beginning is. Some people mark the first stitch, some mark the very last stitch. It's whatever you prefer or whatever you're used to. Go with that. So I always do the first stitch, and then we're going to go into our second single crochet. So right here. So we're going to go into there. We're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to go into the same one, and we are going to do a second crochet, single crochet. So we're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops. And then into our third one, we are going to do another single crochet. So right here, we're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And then we're going to do the same thing of the increase. So 1 single crochet into here, and then we're going to do another single crochet into that same area. So right here, you can see where the end of your stitch is right here. Just go into there, right there, and then do another single crochet. And then let's do 1 more single crochet, and then single crochet increase in the very last one. So all in all, you should have 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then row 3, or round 3, I should say, is we're going to do 1 single crochet into that first one. And then we're going to do a second single crochet. So find that second one, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all of those. Okay, so now we have 2 that we've done. We're going to do an increase in the next one. Okay, 1, and then we're going to find where the bottom of that one is that we just did. We're going to go into that same stitch. There you go. And now we're going to do that exact same pattern again. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 single crochet. 1, 2, and then again 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochet. And when you do 2 single crochet in the same stitch, it is called an increase. So sometimes people just call it an increase. Some people call it a single crochet increase. Okay, so you should have 12 stitches in this row. Now, for round 4, we are going to do, so keep track of where you have that first one. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet in that first one, 2 single crochet, or another single crochet, another single crochet, so that's 3 single crochet so far. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet in one. 1, and into that same stitch, a second one. So we're going to do that pattern until we reach the end. 1, 2, 3, and then increase into that next one. 1, 2, into that same exact stitch. And you can see that it creates a V. So that's how it's kind of easy to tell where you did your last increase, because you always see like a V stitch. Just in case you were wondering. Okay, let's do that pattern one more time. 1, 2, and let's do 3, and then an increase. 1 and 2. There we go. Okay, now row or round 5 through 7 are going to be the exact same. So we're going to go 1 single crochet into that first stitch. Mark your first stitch again. So the entire round is going to be a single crochet round. So we're going to do 15 single crochet. So we already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And so for the next 2 rounds, you are going to do the exact same thing. Just a single crochet in each stitch. And I will meet you back at the start of round 8. Okay, now that we're done with row 7, now you can kind of see that it's starting to take shape, the body. So we're going to do a single crochet in that first stitch, and we're going to remark it. Okay, and then in the second one we do another single crochet and a third single crochet, and then here's a new stitch. It's called a decrease or a single crochet decrease. Now, it depends on what kind of project you are doing, but we're going to do an invisible decrease, okay? So you see your stitch has 2 loops, right? We are working into the front loop, the one that is closest to you. So here's the back loop back here, and then here's the front loop. So we are going to pick up that front loop, and then we're going to go to the next one. Pick up the front loop like that. I like to twist mine because it's so much easier picking it up like that. So now we have 2 of the front loops on there. We're going to yarn over, pull through both of those front loops, and now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And there you go. That is a single crochet invisible decrease. And now we are going to do that again. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and then we are going to do our invisible decrease once again. So we can see our back loop is right here, and so both of our back loops, we're going to go into the front one, and then we're going to go into the next front one. We just kind of twist our hook, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 front loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops that are on your hook, and do that once again. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and then another decrease. Here's the front loop right here. Go into the next front loop, yarn over and pull through those 2, yarn over and pull through 2 more. And there you go. And so you should have 12 stitches in this round. And then on our next round, we are going to do 1 single crochet. We are on round 9. Mark that first one, 2 single crochet, and then we're going to do another invisible decrease. So get that front loop, get that second front loop, yarn over, pull through those 2 front loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. So let's do it again. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then look for those front loops right here. There's 1. So get through that one, get through the second one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to do it one more time. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then we're going to do our decrease. There you go. And now we're at the end, and that should have 9 stitches in your round, and you can always count to make sure. And so now we are actually going to put the eyes in. So pull that loop like this so that you don't accidentally take any of your stitches out. Okay, so where this stitch marker is, just pretend it's like the back. Okay, so we're going to pretend that this is the front of the head. So the place that we are going to put our eyes is going to be in round between 8 and 9. So we just finished 9. 9 is right here. This is 8. So we are going to put that right above the one that we just did. So we're going to have one right there. And then we're going to have them 3 stitches apart. So I have it in 1. And then I kind of, the way that I count is like actually sticking it through the whole stitch. So like there's the second gap, like the next gap. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That's how I do it. It's a lot easier doing it that way, honestly. You also do not have to use safety eyes. You can use yarn. So you don't even have to do this step right away. You can wait until you close it up, and then you can actually sew on the eyes with just some scrap yarn that you have. So don't feel like you have to use safety eyes with this. Okay, so now we have the yarn back on our hook and it's tightened down. And now we are going to be working in the front loops only. So what we're going to do, we are going to find that front loop. So here's the back loop, here's the front loop. Do a single crochet in that front loop. Mark that. Sorry, I actually got ahead of myself. We're going to pull out that loop again. So just keep that single crochet on there. But we are going to get our stuffing. Okay, so I have polyfill and I'm going to take some of it and I just like to fluff it like this. I just like pull it apart. And then we are going to put it inside of the body of the squid. And we're going to make sure that we don't overstuff it or understuff it. So now we're going to get the loop back on our hook. We're going to do a tentacle. And to do a tentacle, we are going to chain up 15. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook, pull it through the loop, and that is one chain. So we're going to do 15 total. Okay, so instead of doing 15, we're actually going to do 20 for this first one. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Because we are going to do the fins or the tentacles that are longer and a lot wider than the other tentacles. So for this first one, we're going to chain up 20, and we are going to be working into the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and we are going to yarn over. It's going to be a little bit different. We are going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 1, 2. Okay, and then we're going to do that another time. Yarn over, put your hook back into that same exact chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, yarn over and pull through 1, 2. So and then we are going to yarn over, working into that same exact chain. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, and do a half double crochet. So you're gonna pull through all 3 loops. Okay? A slip stitch all the way back down this chain. So just slip stitch. So when you're doing a slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the chain. You're going to yarn over, pull through that first chain, pull through that one on your hook, the yarn on your hook, and then you basically have done it, which is super easy and super nice. So I just have one left to do, so I'm going to go into that last chain and do a slip stitch, and then in our next stitch along here, we are going to go into the front loop, so you can see the front loop right here. We are going to do a single crochet. We are going to do a tentacle. So this is where we chain 15. And then in the second chain from the hook, so not this one, but this one, we're going to do an increase, so 1, and then in that same exact chain, we're going to do another single crochet. And there we go, 2. And then we are going to do another increase. So we're going to do 1 and 2. And then for the rest of the tentacle, we are going to slip stitch 12. Okay, and then in the next stitch of the body, we are going to go into that front loop. So you can see that the back loop is behind here. And then this is the front loop. And we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to do a normal tentacle again. So chain 15. Okay, so now in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, we're going to do a single crochet increase. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do another one in the next chain, 1 and 2, and then we are going to slip stitch until the next stitch in the body, and then just repeat this for about like 1 to 2 more times. I would almost do like 2 more times and then do that exact same tentacle that is the longer one where you have to chain 20. Okay, now that we're done with those, we are going to do one of the long tentacles again. So we are going to find that front loop and we are going to stick our hook through it. We're going to do a single crochet in there, just like the other ones. And then we're going to chain 20. And just like the last one, we are going to do a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over. You're going to go into the second chain. So here's 1, here's 2. So there's going to be a double crochet. And then we're going to do another double crochet into that same chain. And then we are going to do a half double crochet. So yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And then you are going to slip stitch the rest of the way down. So it's very simple to do. And then for the rest of the tentacles, you just do the normal ones. Okay, so now that we have done our last tentacle, we are going to slip stitch into this first stitch. And so we are going to take our stitch marker out and we are going to put our hook in that first stitch through both loops. We are going to grab a piece of yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through the one that's on your hook. And then we are going to fasten off. So we're going to chain 1. And then we are going to cut this yarn. So when you cut your yarn, just make sure that you are leaving a little bit of a tail. So I would say about 6 or 7 inches. Cut that. We are going to pull that until it goes all the way through. There we go. And then tighten it down. And then we are going to grab our yarn needle and we're going to thread that through. When we are going to close this up, we're going to look for the back loops, okay? So with the back loops, they can be a little bit tricky, but you can kind of see them already. So it makes it a little bit easier that way. So there's back loop right there, here, you know, you can just kind of see them. And so we are going to right away, I know that some people don't do this, but I like to thread my yarn through this, so that's a little bit closer. So then I pick up that back loop, that first one, and then I'm going to pull my yarn all the way through. And we're going to do that 8 times. So find the next one, pull your yarn needle through, 2, find the next one, okay, that's number 3. We have 4, 5. So then once you have them all the way through there, you're just gonna tighten it and don't pull too hard. It will break on you, okay? And so then just try and tighten it the best that you can. And if it's not all the way closed, what you're going to do, you're going to go in a little bit more, just keep wrapping your yarn around where you've already done it basically. And see, I did it 2 more times, and then I'm just going to pull a little bit more. Just don't pull too hard. And you might have to go a little bit further. I like to do it a little bit further sometimes as well. Okay, and then we are going to do this where we basically make a knot so that it does not come undone. So I am going to just do a loop and then just tighten it down. And then I'm going to stuff it into the actual plushie and then come out through the body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot in my yarn. I'm going to do it about 3 times. So 1, and then we are going to put your yarn needle back in and then just place it a few stitches away, pull it, make sure that knot goes on the inside, and then you can either cut this tail a little bit like right here and then stuff the rest in, or you don't even have to do that, you can just stuff it into the head. And there you go, you have a squid. Ta-da!